probably get it from the introduction to the video, man. We got a real serious issue here, man. The Russians have taken over. Wherever I turn, is Russians at every corner of PokerStars. Like the title says at the beginning, you might as well call it PokerStarsky. It is crazy. I don't even know if PokerStars are aware of this invasion, because it is an invasion, I tell you. I mean, I posted a funny little video the other day, a live stream introduction. It got cut. The Kremlin put an objection in to DaBear's video, and they cut the first part of it off, man, and they also muted the whole of the Russian national anthem. I mean, since when was that copyright? I mean, get real. So this is getting a bit scary now. I've also noticed a few things happening on my PC. I thought, hang on, what's going on here? And I think they've sent the word out, man. I think they've got ex-KGB after me here. So I have to take extra precautions. So I'm now bouncing my signal via Dubai across the whole of the Middle East. I have got so much encryption on this computer that if anybody comes in here, man, they're going to get their balls zapped. Trust me. So this thing is tighter than Fort Knox. So we're having to take all these special extra precautions because I think the word's out. The Kremlin have now marked DaBear. And I'm going to have to be on my toes here, man. Big time. So it's time to take a stand here. We can't let this invasion take over. I mean, look, let me just show you this. Here, you know, on the Zoom tables alone, there we are at $10. Let me just show you this. I've done it by nationality so you can see it. Oh, a few Brazilians in there. But, oh my God, quite a few Germans, Greeks. But watch when we get down to the Ruskies here. Look at this. It goes on and it goes on. It goes on. It goes Ariston and on and on. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, give us a break. If I go to the 16-buck one, no, we don't want to sit in yet. Scroll down, and here we go again. Here we go. A reasonable chunk there. And down at 25 bucks. Let's just have a quick look. How many Ruskies we got in here? Oh, bloody hell! Boom! But you notice something here. When we go up in stake, they're pretty heavy in the bottom areas. Okay. Decent chunk at 50 as well. That's a decent chunk. But see when we get to 51, 1 and 2, they seem to peter off a little bit. So I've got a sneaky suspicion. You see, it's not as many there, right? Because obviously the higher up you get, the better you're going to be. Do you know what I mean? So I reckon, look, see, much smaller number there at 1 and 2. And if we go 250 and 5, it's a small segment. So I reckon that they're using ex-KGB agents here at the bottom, all right, to stuff all the tuna, right, all the fishies, right, and then punt that money back to the Kremlin because obviously the oil prices have crashed, so they need to fund, the Soviet Union. It's not the Soviet Union, they say, yeah, right, in some format. So they're whipping all this money out of PokerStars at the lower stakes and then punting it back to the Kremlin, and that's how they're funding everything. It's the only logical explanation to this, man. So, don't tell me I'm imagining this, man. I mean, you've already seen what's happened in the United States with the elections. I mean, for goodness sake, Comrade Trump, their sleeper agent, is now the president. So just don't tell me, right, that this is not feasible, that this is not happening, because I know it is. All right? We got to take a stand here. We can't let this go. So people are saying, Bear, where are you, man? We love the commentary, etc., but we want you at the tables. Well, you're right, man. I totally agree. Well, I'm getting my Twitch site updated just now. It's going to be all professionally done, etc., etc., etc. So once that's done, right, that's going to take about a week or so. I'm going to be getting on the tables here and live recording. I'm going to do 2 live streams a week minimum. I'm going to be playing in the bankroll because we're going to do a bankroll challenge. Yeah, man, we're going to do a bankroll challenge. And I'm thinking, well, where can we start off here? Well, look, these guys are humping us down at the lower stakes here. You know, the $10. I mean, I didn't actually look at the $5 actually, but yeah, there's a shed load down there. It's got, bloody hell! I mean, look at that. Talk about funding Moscow. So they're obviously down here for a reason, and it's obviously easy pickings. Well, we're going to have to do something. Now, there's no point me standing with $1,000 or $2,000 bankroll and sitting in here and playing at the higher stakes. That won't achieve anything. We're going to take them on at their own game. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down. Yeah, man. We're going to drop down. We're going to drop down into the tuna stakes, okay? Down to $10, and we're going to start our bankroll challenge with 500 straight dollars. That's reasonable. That's logical. It's affordable to most average hobby stroke small stake players, and that's where a lot of people fall into at the moment, okay? So we're going to go plowing down the way, man, and we're going to take the Ruskies on at their own game. We're going to use some rules here. Here are the rules. Very simple, okay? I must have at least 40 buy-ins to play at a certain stake. So if I get pwned, and those Russian secret agents there manage to somehow noble me, then I'll have to drop down. So if I get down to say $250, I must drop down to $5 Zoom. So we're going to use the 40 buy-in roll minimum. I'm actually going to start with a wee bit of meat on the bone here, so I'm going to go in with 50, just so I feel a little bit more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I know I've got a bit of slack in the system. So we're using a 40 buy-in roll, period. We're also going to have a roll where if we get on a bad run, we must quit for the whole day. Not just for the session, for the whole day. So I'm looking at between 3 and 4 buy-ins. No more than 4. 4 is the absolute maximum. If I lose that in one sitting, I must quit. I think probably sensibly 3 is the case, but in Zoom, think about it. Aces versus kings, ace king versus ace queens, couple of suckouts, and you can lose 2 or 3 buy-ins before you blink in 5 minutes. And we don't want to be ending a live stream after 5 minutes, do we? You know what I mean? So I think maybe 4 buy-ins gives us a little bit of wriggle room. But if we lose them, we must quit for the whole day, and we can't come back to the next. Okay? So there are the rules, and we're going to take these Ruskies on at their own game. All right? We need to take a stand here, man. So, and look, I thought, well, maybe I can get some support, from some of my colleagues. I got all the connections out there, man. You know what I mean? Bear's not unknown. Come out of semi-retirement here. And I thought, hey, man, I was going to Shot Scope. I've done some videos for these guys. We're drinking buddies. And then, Jesus Christ, I open up Shot Scope and look, man, it's in bloody Russian. I mean, what the hell's going on here, man? Look, it's in Russian. They've taken all Shot Scope. It's Shot Skopsky, is it? Jesus Christ. I'm having to work out what's here, man. So I've had to put this into the Russian translator thing I got in the background. You can get these things that translate it from Russian to English and all that. So I'm doing that. So I thought, and that's the leadership boards there, man. Look at that. So I thought, okay. Well, let's sit and go. So how they've been doing on this sort of stuff here. And I thought, look, there's a Russian, 67,000, man. There's another Russian, 57,000, 54. These guys are doing pretty well. That money's going all the way back to Moscow. I mean, Jesus. So I thought, let's have a look at the schedule stuff here, see what they're doing on that front. Just a wee refresh here. So if I go into scheduled here, I mean, look at that. That's a Russian flag, isn't it? No, it's Slovakia. Sorry, it was close. It's Slovakia. They're connected. So that's on scheduled. Okay. What are these guys doing here on the PLO and stuff like that? Hold on 9 to 10. We'll get scheduled there. Oh, Zoom games, they love Zoom, man. 1 wee second, Zoom and Rush. They run so good at that. Any stakes. Look at that, man, Russian there. What's that? I can't understand this, man. I'm trying to work my head around this. All right. But if we go back to the any game part and any stake and refresh that table there. 314. What the hell? I can't work it out, man. I can't use Shot Scope. It's in Russian. But as you can see, man, they're doing pretty well here. From what I can see. Yeah, there it is, man. I was looking for that. I managed to work it out. I was fiddling around there. Any game by country. Look at these puppies. Look at them, man. It's all going straight back to Moscow. They're just creaming us. Well, we got to take a stand here. We just got to stop. We got to stop. So I'm going to send an email to my buddies at ShopScope and say, look, what's happened, man? Have you got anybody left in there that's like UK or American, or is it just completely Russian over there? Please let me know. See if I've got any comrades over there that can maybe give me a little bit of support. And then when I was looking on this site here, I was thinking, why don't we go for a wee staking deal? You know what I mean? I'm bound to get some support there. So I was just thinking about this for a moment or two. And lo and behold, man, up pop poker. Now I got some colleagues and some friends that play at poker there. So obviously I thought, hey man, no problem. I'll just click on that site there. Let's get in there. And look, they do cash backing now. They used to do MTT, and I always knew about the MTTs. Did a bit of sit and go, but I didn't know they do the cash backing. So I click on that, and my coach micro plays. Well, I'm going down to micro stakes, so I qualify for that. Must be reside outside the United States. Okay, that's cool. I do for that. Starter level that they choose. Well, come on, I'm $10. I mean, that's like a walk in the park for Bear here. You know what I'm saying? 50-50. Well, I'm sure they'll cut me some slack on the 50-50 deal. Maybe like 70-30 in my favor. 250,000 hands, not a problem. Poker will obviously move me up as quickly as possible. Yeah, well, we know that. We're not. And do we have the relevant poker tracker stuff? Yeah, we got poker tracker and all that. Right, man, I'm going to fill this in here. I'll maybe do a wee separate video on how to fill this in for you guys, because obviously you need to know how to fill these things in. But I'm definitely going to fill that one in, and guaranteed to get some backing here from poker, man. And I do believe they've been stung by 1 or 2 Russians in the past, so maybe a bit of mutual empathy there. might come into hand, you know. But look at that. Sharp scope is now sharp scopeski. Poker stars. I've been doing some surveillance, by the way. Look, there's another one. Oh, hang on, better tag him. Red. Hang on, red. Hang on. Russian fucker. 1, 2, 3. Here you go. It's really important to take notes here. It's part of my surveillance, man. So I need you, the audience, to help me on this point. I'm going to finish up the video. Come watch and support. Okay, you'll find these videos getting posted on YouTube as well. I got a YouTube channel. Jesus. I bet he holds. Yeah, man, look at that. Look at it. You know. So you'll find this stuff on the YouTube channel, also on the Twitch channel. I also will be twittering away like a budgie. So make sure you get into the Twitter so you can keep up to date with when the videos are coming out and all the rest of it, and when the live streams are. I need your support, peeps. We need to claim back our poker site. Okay, we need to make a stand to these Russians. Enough is enough. And meanwhile, please make sure you've got all the relevant security on your PCs, because when you join this cause, you could get infiltrated. Okay, peeps, watch out. Keep close eye on this. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao now.